Hello, everyone. This is Noura Al Khalifa, and welcome to our talk show. And we would like to remind you all, if you didn't register for our upcoming event for University 195, please visit www.195university.com and register for attending the event. Today, we have an amazing speakers. We have Dr. Beatrice and Dr. Horatius with us today from our amazing Cavalla University. So welcome to our amazing speakers. Hello, Dr. Beatrice, how are you?
Thank you, Shaika Noura. I'm fine, thank you. And thank you very much for your invitation to your conference and also to Medpoint webinar now. And we are looking forward very much for presenting our university and presenting our new ideas and projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hello, Dr. Horatius, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, it is good to be part of the conference, and Sheikha Noura. We look forward to seeing how the conference goes. I think it's going to be very exciting, and we're very glad that Cavalla International University is actually participating.
So let me just start with Dr. Beatrice. So can you tell us more about the university in general?
In general, the university is an online university, what's very much updated, very much new, and very foresighted to create a university that is online in times like this of Corona and COVID. So we are very much forward in this phase, and we have lots of very good educated professors. I chose the university, or no, it was Horatius was calling me to join the board of trustees, and I selected the university for my project because they are very much high educated and very good connected African professors on this board, with good connections to African countries and their governments, and this was my kind of selection, a very new, fresh approach for my approach PETS, a foreign policy ecosystem program that is created to create a global coordinated industry of sustainability with countries, mega hubs, cities, free regions, connecting scientists, industrial players, entrepreneurs, investors, and shareholders, as well as politicians, and uses the instrument of politics, diplomacy, economy, and technology, as well as society, and use these instruments to connect the whole all. And the university is the perfect point to connect all of them in creating hubs in Africa, as well as connecting entrepreneurs existing already in Africa only on an online base. So the university is the core of my project, and therefore I now want to give the question to Horatius. We want to create a truly interdisciplinary and international connectivity. Horatius, maybe now, if you admit explaining more about his university, or do you want an extra a question for him?
No, actually, if we can hear more about this question, and then I would like to ask Dr. Horatius about the culture of the university. So you can combine both questions together as well.
Okay.
Right. So as Dr. Beatrice said, the university is an online research university that provides worldwide education. And the idea is to make sure that we can bring quality American education to anyone in the world. To many disadvantaged people that want to acquire quality education but do not have the opportunity to travel to America or other Western countries, we want them to have the same quality education. We want them to have the same ability to do proper theory, to have proper practical knowledge, and to have proper research. When they are done, they should be equally competent as if they were actually in America. So we try to create a little more spin than what is offered by many online universities. We want students to be more involved with their learning, to be engaged, to be active. And so we use case study method, we use Socratic method, we have them to be participant with their professors, their life professors, interact with them during classes. And that's the full core value of the university. The goal is to actually spread this university out. And not only that, but to also make it extremely affordable, because many schools in America cost, a master's program will cost 40 to 70,000 easily, or a doctoral program could cost 75 to 150,000. We try to create programs that are extremely affordable. Masters about 7,000, doctoral program about 14 to 20,000, to accommodate these students, and also to create a payment system that will help them to do that if they can afford to make their payment every semester. We have professors from different parts of the world that are accommodating to these students as well.
So can you tell us the main degree that you offer on the university?
Yeah, we offer traditional degrees. We have graduate program, and graduate programs in agriculture, in business, in humanities, health science, engineering, education, and human development. We have, other than the graduate program, we have 7 colleges. The Berkeley School of Law that has 3 law programs, the first degree in law, Juris Doctorate degree. We have the Masters of Law, Master of Legal Study, and we have the Doctor of Juridical Study. That's for the law program. And then we have the College of Agriculture, the College of Arts and Sciences. We have education, we have engineering, we have health sciences, we have management. So we have over 100 degrees programs that are available to students from all over the world. And it's another most interesting thing about our degree, we do not base our classes on the number of students. You can have 1 student, 3 students, 25 students, and our classes start every semester.
So what are the specialization that will increase on demand on the future?
Well, mostly it's technology. We have technology, we have, because first education is going towards online program. In a few years, maybe 75 to 90% of educational work will be done through online, and a very few things will be done on campus. Probably most of the undergraduate students, first couple of years will still be done on campus, but after that, most things will be done online. So technology is the foregoing thing. Even our instructors, we're trying to teach them how to interact with the students, people in the engineering program and educational program. We're trying to teach them how to focus everything on technology. And during the classes, create programs, laboratory programs that are also interactive with students, okay? So we forward looking at even agriculture. Everything would be, you can have a hub like Dr. Beatrice is saying, and you can dispense knowledge of how to do what is vertical agricultural. Anything you want can be done from a hub system. You can direct different people to implement their ideas.
Okay, let me just direct this question to Dr. Patrice. So success story in overcoming the difficulties and the challenges related to the current situation, especially with the pandemic. What is your point of view since your university is online? And since you are on the board member of the university as well, can you tell us more of the challenges that you are facing as a university while spreading the knowledge worldwide?
Well, the challenges are what I said before. I think we are very in a good position because we are already online. Yeah, the other universities now have to accustom to offer online education. This is not in every university in our country. I come from Germany. It's not a usual thing to have online education, and so we are ready. We have online education, and therefore it is a plus for us to have this. And the challenges will be that the people maybe join and maybe have the possibility to join. But on the other hand, we are in a good situation, I think, and we can offer and connect people of every kinds of walk of life and make them the possibility to study. And this is, I think, this is a great advantage that almost everybody has the possibility to join us and to study.
Okay, so what are the future needs and how will they become contributed, and in which sector from your point of view?
Gracious?
Well, I think most of the needs we have, and it comes down to challenges as well. We have students that want to come in mostly from developing countries, but they can't afford it financially. They're not totally exposed to online education, and we're trying to tell them that there's a little difference of what we do, because we focus on theory, practice, and research that make them to be totally involved in what they're learning. We have a lot of success stories we talk about later on, but I mean, these are the challenges. And so going forward in the future, we want to make sure that this information is properly dispensed to students so that they can be comfortable to learn, so that they can know that this platform, it will make them equally, competitive in everything they do as if they were in a traditional university, because the only difference is actually not having breaks in the wall, because we have live professors, and we demonstrate in lab work, we have them do hands-on, and we create introductory courses that make all of these things easy as they go forward. So yeah, so these are challenges, of course, having partners to join us that foster these ideas, to want to contribute to bring some changes in the life of people. And the idea of wanting to know that when a person is educated, they can bring a change to a community. One person can change the life of the entire family, and that helps to bring people out of poverty. And that's some of the goal of the students of the university, to help people face, to explain these challenges to people, that we're trying to make them to understand that a little change can create a bigger help to so many people.
Yeah, that's true. And we create these hubs also in Africa. So the challenges is, of course, to finance these projects, and therefore we looking always for sponsors, and we are in very good connections to the German government as well as the EU and the United Nations for projects like this. They are very welcome, because it fits to their programs. And we want to give the young entrepreneurs, because Africa is full of young entrepreneurs and full of young people, and we want to give them the chance to become entrepreneurs and be educated to exactly to make them great entrepreneurs for their country and for their families, of course.
So
Yeah,
since
and some of those, if I were to ask some of this entrepreneurship, if we have a center, we create this new entrepreneurship. It's not an idea of just training them and then they go out and own to try. We try to help set them up in going, so that we can monitor them, and they can also be part of it to do a recycle, like a hub to come back to also contribute to the new generation that will keep coming, and then it become an ongoing process and create a cooperative environment, help them to also foster how to sell what's the kind of product they have, if it is agricultural, what are they doing, exports and other things they can do. All of these we have to train them to do and keep an eye on them. So just not leaving them to be on their own after we train them.
Yeah.
I have a question. Since your target student is from Africa, and we have a very good audience, especially from Africa, and especially from Sierra Leone, as the minister has we have the privilege to have the minister from Sierra Leone to join us. So I'm sure on the event we will have a lot of students from there. So in terms of getting students from Africa to be on board, can you let us know more about the procedures, and what do you recommend for the African student to join the event? To join the academic program that you have?
Maybe first, can I explain the project that we set up for this purpose, for Africa especially? It is the entrepreneurship factory. That means what I only hinted before. We want to create young entrepreneurs in Africa in form of hubs, but also on single companies connected online to the university. And we want to teach them how to become good innovative farmers with sustainable technologies, how to create startups and to use products for the region and produce products for the region. And also we take products with specific reference to the region, of course. And therefore we teach them also how to use the financial instruments, how to acquire investors, and all these things connected to this question of being an agriculture entrepreneur. We want to create these new possibilities for the future of work, and also, of course, for food security, what is an important aspect. In this program, it is developed by Professor Ikechi Akbukba, our African Nigerian professor in agriculture. He's very well known in his country and in Africa. And he's creating this program for these young entrepreneurs. And yes, we are very positive that it will be a good program for the young people in Africa.
And for in terms of advancing having the students enroll, we have our vice president for students affairs, Dr. Hamed Masaleh, who was recently in Liberia, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone to advocate it. Mostly he met around the border area of Liberia and Sierra Leone. He met with few instructors out there, and quite a few of them have been teaching, but they haven't had a certificate or the degrees and things. And we have been working with them to create an accelerated program for professors that have had the certificate, been teaching for many years. We try to create a program for them to get done in about 2 years, and ones that haven't had a certificate, to create specialized certificate program for them to enroll in within about 6 to 9 months so they can be done and be properly qualified. So we have a simple online program that you can just go on our website and just apply online in a simple form. But our communication continues with them so that we can, the idea was that eventually we may have a representative there that will actually how you can register students, incoming students, answer the questions directly. So we're trying to do all of this to make it easier for students in Africa. We know there are issues with technology, but because of that, we're trying to have reps and try to simplify our enrollment process. So all they have to do, if they have questions, they can chat with us, or they can just go online and complete a simple form. I just require the name, basic school they graduated from, the address, and the program of interest, and the previous education background, and they enroll. And then from there, we give them the letter. We start sending the information as to what is needed to be done. So it's kind of simple process. We try to simplify for African students and to make sure that we have people, the representation that will help them to be comfortable.
That's really amazing to hear that, and I believe that you're doing a lot for the African region in general, and definitely for the other region who's interested to study online, especially on the agriculture. Before I end my sessions, there is some questions from the audience, so I will take 2 questions. Well, there's more, but I will try my level best. So here's from Mr. Sajid. He's saying online degree are mostly not accredited. How you make the degree from your university is recognized. And can you just highlight which countries that you're accredited in, so the student would know if they're eligible to sign for your degree on their country, like if they're joining from other country?
Well, schools in America, the accreditation process in America is a little different from many countries. Many countries talk about accreditation, they talk about what the government approved. In America, accreditation is a voluntary process. It's just the idea to say that if you want to get government money, you got to go through this process. So it's a voluntary process. So we are registered in America, and then we are accredited in the UK as well. So once we think that those are the 2 best institutions where you can be accredited, America, UK. And I mean, once we have our university is international program, it's worldwide. We can be accredited in every country. But our goal is to present the best education, that it doesn't matter where you go. We have students that have gone to George Mason University, George Washington University, that have gone to some of the best universities in the country, Thomas Jefferson School of Law, and all the best universities that have transferred after they've done with our degrees. So our students, our focus is to provide the best quality education. Like I said, education is excellent, that is affordable, and we have scholarship. We have education that have professors that are student-driven, student-focused, that work with the students. Even if the students are having problems at night, professors are there to work with them, to adjust their schedules on behalf of the students when the students are having difficulty. And we don't have this kind of thing in many universities. You have one student that can connect and can attend classes, and the professor is adjusting his schedule because he wants this student to understand what is happening, the importance of their lesson. And that was set us apart. The goal is when you get done, you have the confidence, the full confidence that you have learned what you pay for. You have earned the degree, and you are competent and qualified like any other person. And that's all we endeavor to do for our students.
Just a quick advice for all the audience, especially the students. If you would like to know if any of the university is accredited from your country, please visit the higher educational website from your country, or you can also ask the Minister of Education from your country to make sure if this is what you want and this is the way of accreditations you want to go for, especially if this university is not from your country. So this is the general way of doing things. But if you are looking for international accreditations and such accreditations from international awarding bodies, especially from Africa, so definitely Cavalla University is one of the best. Let's go to the other questions. So it says, what is your current student strength and mostly student from which part of the world? I believe half of the questions already have been answered since you have mentioned that you have a huge value from Africa, but you can always talk about the strength of the students in general.
Oh, yeah, we have students from different part of Africa. We have students from America and Africa in different parts. We have this one student, for example, from the Congo. This in, I think it's Democratic Republic of Congo, somewhere out there. And then they're in the U.S. now. But when they first came, they didn't understand the intricacy of writing. They didn't know the style of writing because it required a lot of research, a lot of writing, and because we wanted to know these things. And it's like, oh, she said, Dr. Williams, my heart when I see this, I just didn't know how to start. But you know what happened? After she's about to be done, next semester she's done, and she's one of our best students. She writes so well, she composes so well. Some of her papers will be published actually at the end of the semester. And that is what we want to do. When you come in our program and you just didn't know what to do, we just don't leave you struggling, trying to understand, oh, how am I going to register for this class? How am I going to do? We teach you the ropes. And when you get done, like I said, you have to have that joy with you that you have actually achieved your education. And and that is the story we're hearing from our students. And I teach some of the classes. In our university, the president, everybody participates because everybody is trying to help. When we have some of the sessions at the end of 3-hour sessions, some weeks it's just one session, 3 hours a week. When we have some of those sessions, students, they want to be on, they want to have 5-hour session. I'm like, we have to go. But that's because we get them involved. We have this engagement, it's interactive, it's life classes. And that is the strength of our university, and that's the strength of our students, because the goal of the university is to empower students to be their best.
Okay, there is a very interesting question. It says, how do you plan to overcome the challenges with the network access, especially on African region? Sometimes they have a problem with the connectivity.
What we try to do, we try to work with them. When they're having issues, we just adjust our schedule. Professors reschedule classes, do different time. They try out different times that they have better connectivity. Sometimes we have 8 hours different, 12 hours different, 16 hours different. The professors are willing to adjust their schedule. And students in those countries know the best time that they have, that the internet is effective, or much better, I should say. So they work with the professors to adjust their schedule. Now, we're not in the business of providing internet services to different countries, but as time goes on, we provide suggestion and other means, other pre-recorded. We record all of our lectures. All of our lectures are recorded. So if the students can go back and watch the lectures that they have. If they miss anything, they can pick them up. So again, the biggest advantage is our professors are willing to readjust a session. If the student missed a session, professors will come back and teach them and reenact that session for the student to benefit. And that is because we can do that for African students. Students are having internet problems, time difference, work conflict. We want them, we do not want anybody to be left behind. We want our professors, and that is the culture of the university, to always be willing to adapt to the needs and the circumstances of the students.
Okay, there is another question. Hands-on work and liberties principles, etc., become necessarily in the field like engineering and agricultures for holistics and complete education. How could these be achieved in an online university? During the pandemic time, a lot of students missed their practical classes at the university, and it is really affected to them. So how can the university that's completely online tackle this problem?
We look, it's modern technology. We have online laboratory technology that developed that reignite the exact laboratory as if we're in the traditional laboratory. We have students participate in those labs, create the scenario as if it is totally hands-on. So really, you don't have to actually, except you're doing surgery, then you have to go to medical school. There's certainly part of our program that we have to create for internship program to do clinical, when they do nursing, that they have to go on site to do certain things. But those ones that do not require that, we create work for them to benefit in. So to create laboratory, online laboratory that we got robotic laboratory that reignite out of these things if it is real life. So we coming up with ideas to make these things easy, because like I said, going forward, about 75 to 90% of all graduate school programs after the first 2 years of college will be online, within the next 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, there is last questions. Says, how you run your PhD program while students need to come for PhD thesis defense?
And our program, our PhD program is so unique. When you start our program, we teach you how to do your research. We teach you how to do your dissertation out of that in the first course. So then from day one, you start writing your dissertation. So within 2.5 years to 3 years, you're actually done with your dissertation at the time you're done with your other coursework. So while you're doing your other courses, you are doing your dissertation with your mentor and your faculty advisory board. So then you are done. For dissertation, once you are done with your dissertation and it's approved by your advisory committee, we set up a committee, we set up a defense team so you can defend anywhere. You can defend any country where you are, you can have your defense, but the key is as you're done, you know how to write, you know how to understand, you do your research, you know what is quantitative mentor, you know all of those things from the beginning, and then make life easier. The thing is, once you understand how to write research and how to do research, the rest of the dissertation work is easier. Most students spend 5, 6, 7 years because they have not been taught the actual process from the very beginning. So before you start the whole process, we teach you how to do it. And then at the end, when you start doing it, everything else is easier because, like I said, our professors, our mentor professors are willing to help you, to challenge the best out of you so that you can be more productive and helpful to your community, not necessarily to spoon feed you, but to get the best out of you. If people worried about graduation, our goal, of course, at the end, once you are done, like I said, you'll be fully competent and ready to contribute to your community as a very qualified professors. What are you going to teach? What are you going to be in the industry? And what are you going to be doing research? You should be very good hand-on on each of those 3 areas.
Well,
any last word from you and from Dr. Patrice?
Yeah, what to just to tell. I come from another system. We have to compete, to struggle for our knowledge. It is also a system that's possible, but I think it is very good, especially for those not so privileged persons or people, that they can get advice, that they can get a helping hand, developing their skills, becoming entrepreneurs, becoming professionals. And I think this is a great chance to develop and to develop a country like Africa, but also develop people that are not that privileged as maybe I was, maybe you were. And I think this is a big chance and a real successful chance to get people to earn their own life and to become a successful young man, young woman, of course, also. And I think this is a great chance.
Yeah, I had a chance to go to different schools and different tradition, different places. And I've seen a lot of challenges, and I've seen how it is difficult. Sometimes after you graduate from a program, you spend $60,000 or more, and you really don't have the confidence when you start working. You really didn't know what you actually learned. You have good interactive experience on campus, but at the end, you really didn't know how to write a business plan, how to do certain things that will help enhance your life. And we, based on those mentors, we try to create something something different that will help people, that will empower people to actually know and have the confidence. And so we created this different model, through my research project, to make sure that this will actually help when you have professors to be more student focused. We want to change the dynamic in many countries that people depend on few people. They depend on the government to change their mind, their life. They want the government to give them jobs. They want the government to do this. The government is corrupt and this and that, and that's what you hear. But what can they do? We want them to know how they can make change in their life, how they can change their community by sub-region, one community to another community to another community, creating leaders that will help empower their people, not just in terms of politics, but on a traditional local level. And that is what I want our people. We want people that want to change, to actually bring honest changes in the life of people around developing countries to join us, be a partner. And if you're a student, come on board. Give us a try and see how it's going to help your life, how it's going to change your life. And that's our goal. Our goal is to just do the best and to keep improving and keep making things better for people that are part of our university, whether as partners or as students. We are very grateful to be part of this conference, and it's really been nice talking to you, of course.
Yes, thank you very much, Taika.
Thank you so much for being part of our talk show. It was a really pleasure talking to you. It was really interesting, and thank you so much for contributing in higher education in general, especially in your field. It is very rare to see such a unique degree. And I would like to thank again, especially the VIPs who's coming from Africa in general and supporting us to bring the students from Africa to join, and also the other 9 countries whose government is supporting. And also I will not forget, I would like to thank His Excellency Dr. Majid bin Ali Naimi for supporting us and to have this initiative under his patronage. So thank you so much for joining us in our talk show. And please, if you didn't register yet for our upcoming event from the 5th to the 9th of December, please look at the link, which is www.195university.com. All the live talk show will be recorded and will be uploaded in our website. Also, you can see them in all our channels on YouTube, our social media, Instagram, and also the Facebook, and also our LinkedIn. So please don't forget, if you know any student, any academic, anyone who's interested to study from the 12th grade to bachelor to master and PhD from all around the world. And don't forget, just as a note, please make sure if you are from a certain area from the world, since this event is international, make sure that the university you're choosing is accredited in your country. Thank you so much. This is Noor Al Khalifa, and I will see you in our next show. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye-bye.